I think your reading should be on the four direction, or the second part of the four direction. That's a long story of a four direction, how the sons of Tate, of course, Tate is a single parent, had 5 sons, and four are beginning to set the direction, the 4 corners or 4 directions and they went through some difficulties in times of their journey around the Mchimaka, how they set up the directions. And now we have the direction west, north, east, and south. In every direction and every creation, there are some animals that are part of that direction. Okay? I'll just go ahead and Munyata, well, of course, the first direction was from the north, but somehow that was taken away, and now the direction, the principal, the primary direction is placed on the west. Okay, I'm just going to write English. And a swallow was placed in that direction by the Yata, okay? And from that also the buffalo was the primary 4-legged, was placed there. And also we have, which one do we have now? In the west was, well, I'll get, No, I'll get to that later. I'm talking about the berries. Okay, on the north, we have Wazia, land of the giants. Yeah, person. And I think the magpie was placed there. Okay. And the elk nation was there. And to the east, now we have the, what do you call it? Middle line. Okay. And a deer was placed in that direction. Okay. And to the south, east of Yohiapat. Yohiapat. Okay, we all hear about that. And then on the south, they have the black-tailed deer. They have the winged, they have the owl in that area, okay? And also we have the bravery, and then wisdom, and we have the chanto ganake he washitia toskeam. I'll just put compassion. Compassion, and we have fortitude here. Okay. Okay, for the trees, we would have the what do you call that? Ash. Wherever you are, the strongest tree that you have in your area is the one that was placed in the west. Ash, and then we have the cedar. And we have the cottonwood tree. Okay. And then we have the cottonwood tree on the east side. Ash, cedar, cottonwood, and what was that? Elm, or willow, I think. Okay. And now we have the sage, I think it was. Sage, we still have the cedar branch. Cedar branch. And we have that sweetgrass here. Okay, Chanshishila is on the west. I don't know what the English name for that. Mandrake, I think. Mandrake, Chanshishila on that side. Okay, now we have thing, plum. No, that's on this side. Plum bush is on the south side. Plum bush. And we have the cherry tree. Cherry, and we have that Mastic put the buffalo berries. Buffalo berry. Plum bush, cherry, buffalo, and that Vichaganaska Toskela was it you? Vichaganaska, hey, currents later. Currents, I think. It varies from tribe to tribe, but this is how Lakota place all the natural stuff and things that grow in each direction, okay? And that's how I was told that these are the directions. When there was established, these are the things that were placed with it. And you notice the horse was not involved in it. And I think around 1700s, that's when the horses were in existence. We do have horses, but you know, they're smaller in gender, so they use wolves or coyotes, which they tame for beasts of burden. You know, they take them and use them for traveling. And so these are the things that are placed as Lakota people, in order for the completion of the whole direction. And these are the things that has been established or put in that direction. So there are very important parts of every creation that is created or used in the four directions. So the strength will be there, you know, and we use those during the directions when we need to pray or give thanks in that direction, and we include all those that have been created, and that's on the board, you know. And so when we pray, we acknowledge all things, you know, especially the water. Water is the sender. The wind is always in the sender. The wind that gave us breath, and so we always include all things, you know. Sometimes when we go cherry picking or whatever, and Grandma always gave thanks to them. A tobacco or a little tobacco, we place, and then we began to harvest cherries and buffalo berries, plums, whatever that we need for that winter, and preserve it. Those are non-perishable fruits that we usually have, you know, getting ready for the winter time, medicines and everything that we need for that winter. We always harvest them in the fall. Okay, so these are how our direction, all the things that implies towards that, the four directions that has been established. You know, there's another, the fifth son, you know, they call it Yamini Omini, the little wind, little whirlwind. And that little whirlwind always here, especially at a gathering, you can see that whirlwind come in. You know, this Rosebud Fair, you know, that little whirlwind came and took a whole tent, you know, take way up there towards north, you know. So it's always there, it's always present, and especially in time of death, you know, they usually come in and out, bring messages that telling that people that, you know, their spirit is ready and ready to go back into the spirit world. And usually that happens, or usually you see them out in the fields, you know. And sometimes they say that's a spirit trail, and it usually happens, you know, same places every fall. You can see them out in the field. Yomini, they call them little whirlwinds. So that present is still here through the wind, And so we know that. Every person knew that. We're always trying to chase those whirlwinds when they come through our home in Wambali, out in the country. Okay. So these are the things that Lakota people use for their spiritual strength, their emotional as well as physical. And so Lakota people are very superstitious, and everything they do, it has something that causes this, a spiritual thing, So today we need to really look back into this and help Unchimanka, because this is a base. Unchimanka is a base where we're living in, and a time when our spirit needs to go back into the spirit world, and usually there's nobody or anybody can do anything about it. When the spirit is wanted to go back into the spirit world. Of course, some of the medicine men or the spiritual people will probably give them a couple of days or so, and that's it. That's all they could do. Today we have all kinds of techniques that we could keep a people breathing, but actually that the spirit has moved and is just going around that body, as you read in your book, how out there was too old, and the spirit's outside the body and was wandering around. And so we do need to do something to complete that journey that was planned for out there at that time, and we were told what to do. But actually, sometimes in a book it's written and overdid a lot of things. In your reading, there are certain things that we really didn't do, but I'm pretty sure the author put a lot of those stuff in there, to make it a reading that is accepted by the society. So these are the things I just thought I would let you and give you the information of how Lakota people, each direction, there is some things that are placed. So when we make our prayer presentation, we usually keep those in mind, so the other nature or nation, dear nation, whatever it is that, well, it's also depend on which Tioshpai. Every Tioshpai have their own style of, doing things. But this is what I was told, I was brought up on, and so a lot of these could be changed, today. Especially, depends on the medicine man what his dreams are in that Tioshpai, particular Tioshpai. Just the colors that were given. West is black, north is red, east is yellow, south is white. And some tribes don't use that. Sometimes they have white for north, red for east, yellow for south. But it's usually depends on their medicine man. And so rosebud is black, red, yellow, and white. And others probably have different color for other directions, but that's how their medicine men have a dream. So if you go someplace, other tribe, and have their colors different, don't argue with them, because that's their color. That's how they set it up. Okay, usually blue and green for above and below. That was just recently. Usually just the four corners. in your reading, I'm sure you come across the colors, how the 4 colors we have, the green, the red, the yellow, and blue are the first colors that were given. And or you can get those colors from the nature, from flowers or from berries or trees. And we have all the wisdom, fortitude, depends on how their tribe look at their, the dreams or visions of a medicine man.